なんとかなったみてえだな。畳みかける。これがスーパーサイヤ人3だ。
Alright, gentlemen, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, we got the official confirmation that the LF Zenkai is in fact for LF Super Saiyan 2 Super Saiyan 2 Revival Gohan. They didn't really have us, guessing, because they really narrowed it down with the 3rd anniversary being part of the icon. I mean, who else would it be? We saw yesterday, there's only one LF left. And I guess the banner would have been the final clue for people, because this guy, for some reason, was on the banner and he stuck out like a sore thumb. There really was no reason for him to be there unless they intended on making him the LF Zenkai. And here we are. Look at how fun that's going to be. Now, so normally, by the end of the month, I make a top 10 video. I feel like the end of the month is a good time just because we don't typically see any sort of significant power-up by then, and it's easier to gauge what the meta is going to look like. But Gohan is going to change things drastically, or rather, he has the potential to. I already have a pretty distinct top 10 in my mind, but I think Gohan, depending on how good his Zenkai Awakening is, could drastically shift things into one character's favor, and it's this guy. Everyone is debating whether it's this guy as the best character in the game or UGB. Mainly because this guy doesn't have a second life, but he's trading it off for additional power, whereas UGB can easily catch this guy with the Stardust Fall and just kill him. But on the flip side, this character has so much power that even if UGB has 2 lives, what does it matter when this guy has so much anti-endurance that pretty much everyone on Gogeta's ace team will get decimated by this character's power. So there's a lot of back and forth. Some people debate them, some people debate UGB, but Revival Gohan has the potential to drastically change things because, number one, it is another Revival character. Every single one of UGB's teams, every second life character, every safety is going to be an endurance-based character. But of course, Gohan has Revival, so he is one of the few characters that doesn't have to worry about the overwhelming power from the Super Saiyan Trunks and Gohan character. Number 2, and this is a big one, this is an AoE character. It sucks to talk about how powerful AoE greens are, but any team that is able to leverage an AoE green has a huge leg up over every other team. There's a big reason why we didn't like the yellow-green team. Yellow Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the yellow Namek Goku, and the ultra full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because you're looking at a team with 2 AoE green characters. It was just nonsense. It wasn't fun to deal with. Hybrid Saiyans right now are about to get a team with 2 Revival characters. Both of them provide support, and both of them have AoE greens. It's almost like we're gonna see a Hybrid Saiyan version of what we saw just a few months ago. But the problem with this team is they have 2 Revivals. That's what makes it far more obnoxious. So there's less opportunity to actually kill the team. And this is one of those head scratcher moments I have with this game. We finally get a release that you could argue has shifted things to being a little bit healthier. We had never-ending timer count metas, just non-stop. Oh, look at me, I'm another guy with 2 lives. I debuff, I destroy your entire hand, I kill all your cards, I lower all your ki, I take away all your power. And although this character is just as guilty of doing some of those things, at the very least their existence helped move the needle forward. So many matches were stalled out because of Green Broly. This character helped put him in check. So many times Yellow Goku Black just felt like he wouldn't die. This character put him in check. It was great. Whether you like it or not, we can all agree that this character helped move matches forward. There are far less timer count matches nowadays. I'm pretty grateful for it. But with them doing this, and with Gohan having the potential to be a top 10 character via a Zenkai Awakening, we're going to go back to that. We're going back to that. This character has one of the strongest disrupts in the game, in the form of sealing your rush, lowering the card draw speed of everyone on your team, and then destroying a card once for every time you hit them up to 2 times. This is such a cheeky and frustrating disrupt just because the character always ends up destroying the one card you needed most. But something that doesn't get talked about enough is this. This right here is the reason why it feels like your blue card does no damage. It's this. The combination of reducing its power by 40% and then canceling attribute upgrades and buff effects. People often get confused about what this means. Do you remember Red Buhan, Ultra Buhan? This character needed a certain amount of timer counts before. As a matter of fact, we can just bring him up now. We can just bring him up now. Buhan needs more time as the matches go on for him to do more damage. Right here. This right here. So Buhan will get an additional 30% damage every 10 timer counts have elapsed. And as the matches go on, Buhan becomes more and more scary. His counters become more and more scary. Becomes a tankier unit. He gets all the ki he needs. He becomes a more difficult character to deal with. However, you can cancel this. We had characters that removed these buff effects. I think the purple Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku was an example of a character that nullified this. And when you take this away, Buhan loses a tremendous amount of power. Well, that's what this is. This effect removes any sort of stacked up buffs that you would have had. And in this meta, tons of characters stack up damage. When they activate a card, when they land a card, when they use a specific kind of card, when they use a green card. It's all about stacking up damage. Well, this guy takes away not only all the buffs that you would have stacked up, but then he takes away 40% power on your big move. That's the reason why it feels like it can't kill anyone. So this guy has that. Then he has a revival character. And then he has another revival character. And don't forget, this guy also has... Whoops. This guy also has a very cheeky form of disrupt where you can't swap into another character in order to get enough ki to actually deal with him. So you'll have a lot of scenarios where you'll be dealing with this character. You know, you get disrupted twice, lower your card draw speed, you use a bunch of ki to get to that point, and then, oh man, I really gotta like swap out to somebody else. Or your opponent swaps to this guy, and then you try to swap out. Well, you can't do anything because you're gonna lose all your ki. There are maybe 2 characters I can think of that have ki protection, and one of them is the God Goku and Hit in the A tier boost. And although that's a nifty character, it's not really enough to deal with this character. It's not enough to deal with all of these characters. So you can see where the headaches begin, right? So depending on the severity of this guy's Zenkai Awakening, it's the difference between this is not going to move the needle and we maintain the debate of Gogeta #1 with his setups and Trunks and Gohan as #1 with his setups, or we become an undisputed #1 team in the game. Is going to be Hybrid Saiyans featuring you in the leader slot, you as the main starter, and you with your entire bench simply being juiced up Hybrid Saiyans, purple hybrids. You guys already deal with that team. Some people are calling the best team in the game this guy with, say, purple Cell, leader slot, this guy, and then your bench is nothing but purple future Zenkai buffers. Well, you're pretty much going to get the exact same thing, but tuned up more, because on a pure Hybrid Saiyan team, you have access to far better equips. So it really boils down to this. Now, although I say it really boils down to this, I have confidence that they are going to make this character very good. This game is called Gohan Ball Legends for a reason. And although it's annoying to hear that because it's like a joke that hasn't ended, it's because this character always has a clear bias. Every time it's something with a Gohan, it's better than everything else. It's the favorite child, it's the destined child, it's the clear favoritism. This guy is the youngest child in the family. He's always given more. The sheer fact that this guy can be considered top 5 now only because of featured boost should be enough. Everybody else in his own celebration is irrelevant. Janemba, irrelevant. Gogeta, irrelevant. Hittenga Goku, irrelevant. Full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, totally irrelevant. But one guy is still around, and it's him. That should tell you that they go too far with Gohan characters. Now, oh, right, what about this being a Zenkai awakening? Sometimes they miss when it comes to Zenkai awakenings. Remember what happened with Bardock and the Goku, the game original character? What about that? Isn't that an indication that they may fumble? No. This character, there's no Gohan. They have that right to fumble. But when it comes to LF Zenkais with a Gohan, they still don't miss. Are we forgetting the yellow future Gohan? Remember how LF Zenkais around this time were sort of questionable? We were like, oh, how good could this guy possibly be? I highly doubt he's going to be that great. He was amazing. Gohan was amazing. You know why? They gave him standby debuffing. We have not seen that in a Zenkai before. That's insane. That is amazing for Hybrid Saiyans. This guy had such crazy bulk. His numbers were higher than every other LF Zenkai at the time. We're talking like, oh, we've seen 120% damage guard for LF Zenkais because they thought the stat padding was enough. But when it came to the Gohan, oh, no. We got to make sure that this character has the numbers of modern new characters released while being the Gohan character. We need to ensure that he ends up being as great as he could be. So if you ask me, they're not going to miss with the Zenkai. And if they don't miss with the Zenkai, then prepare for the mono purple Hybrid Saiyan setup. It won't be as bad, maybe, only because I think Blue Rose and Yellow Goku Black end up putting them in check. But the frustrating part of this is how you really funnel the list of viable teams. Because now it's just going to be hybrids and the 2 Goku Blacks to counter them both, and then that's it. Try to use anything outside of this and you're screwed. Any team that's structured around Broly, hell no. Movies, hell no. What's that? Shallot? You like Shallot because he pairs well with UGB too? No, don't. Don't do it, dude. Do not do it. What are you gonna use? Daima? No. Regeneration? You're crazy. Future? No. You're pretty much exclusively sticking to whatever setup this is going to be. And that's what sucks about it. The final thing I want to say is this Zenkai Awakening confirmation, to me, shows that they're trying to keep Part 3 a secret. Because typically these things kind of feed into one another and we would get a clue to what Part 3 could be. But there's no way we're getting more movies. It genuinely feels like this entire celebration has mostly been movies. I think they're done with that. I think this Part 2 Zenkai Awakening is strictly to align with Part 2 and to buff up hybrids. If Part 3's Ultra is a Hybrid Saiyan, if it really is some sort of Beast Gohan Orange Piccolo or some Hybrid Saiyan or just something we don't know yet, damn, goodbye any sort of team diversity. It is 100% going to be a Hybrid Saiyan show, and you guys know how long those last. Who knows when that's going to change. Either way, let me know what you think. Are you guys eager? Are you excited? Do you think they're going to fumble this guy's Zenkai Awakening? You and I both know they won't. But if you think they do, then I'm envious of your hope. But until next time, guys, peace.